I am the Witch of Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a full moon pick a card reading. So let's get into it. And I believe the full moon is in Leo. So let's grab our oracle cards first. There we go. These always come out so easy, I feel like. So nice. Alright, and then let's grab some crystals. If you like picking with crystals. First is sodalite, clear quartz, and I think that's obsidian. Yeah, I don't, I say this all the time. I don't know what all of these crystals are. I'm not 100% sure. I have an educated guess, but I'm not sure. I've just had these for so long, you know, and I'm not a huge crystal person, but anyway. So if I'm wrong, let me know. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, let's take a look at our cards. We've got Stimulation, Clarity, and Trust. For Stimulation, we have that with Fire and Aries with the chili. And then for Clarity, we have that, with the clear quartz, interesting. With the fire element, the earth element and Virgo with the carrot. And then we have Trust with basil. We have that with the fire element and Scorpio. All right, I'll give you some time to look at these cards. Try and divine which one you're feeling the most drawn to. Of course, you can always watch more than one of these. If there's two that you just can't quite seem to pick, or all three of them, you can watch as many as you'd like. It's up to you and what you feel like. But I'll just give you some time to think. Okay, if you need some more time, you can go ahead and pause the video, but I have timestamps in the description of each of the readings, so I'll meet you there. Okay, let's take a look at Stimulation. I'm curious about this one. It's got a lot of fire energy. So as I'm shuffling out these cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths to calm yourself and ground yourself and center yourself. There we go. I'm guessing the cards are going to come out pretty quickly with this one. There we go. Oh, we got a bonus card. Very nice. Yep, they're coming very quick. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. We've got 2 bonus cards. Oh, that's so fun. Okay. Is that all? Yep. Okay. Okay, sorry. I had this paused because she was knocking at my door. I don't want you to think I'm messing with the cards. It's just as I was sitting down, she jumped up here. Kaylin, come here. Come here. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, let's take a look at your cards. We've got the Chariot reversed. Halen, I swear, if you're trying to eat my cards again, please don't do that. Halen. Okay. We've got 10 of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles reversed. The High Priest reversed, aka the Hierophant reversed. Knight of Wands reversed. Halen, I know what you're thinking. Do not bite these. And Three of Chalices reversed, aka Three of Cups. All right, and then we will take a look at our bonus cards whenever I feel like it's time to flip them over. So with this Chili card, the Stimulation card, it's, Halen. It tells me that there's something that you've been wanting to pursue, or maybe you are already pursuing, some goal or dream that you have. But the thing with this card is that it's a very, it's really letting you know that if you want this to work out and if you want it to go well, then you need to be putting your all into it, you know? Halen, oh God, please, not the fire, not the fire. That it's something, well, number one, that you should be putting your all into, that you should be feeling really passionate about, but also number two, that it's something that you genuinely want, right? It's not just something that you feel like would look good to others or you're doing because of some other person's expectations or what you think other people will think, but that it's genuinely what you really, really want, you know? And again, that you're putting your all into it. So I think with this reading, I'm seeing a lot of difficulty with this that you may be struggling with. However, all of this is encompassing or is, you know, surrounded by this 10 of Pentacles, which is exactly what I would love to see, because 10 of Pentacles is the happily ever after card. Halen. Halen. Which tells me, you know, I don't want to promise anything, but when you see 10 of Pentacles in a reading, it really means that this is something that you should go after, right? That chances are things are looking pretty good, you know, regardless of how it will end. It's something that you definitely should do. And honestly, it's probably going to end very well for you. So I think this reading really wants to point out some ways that you can really tap into this very passionate and hardworking mindset in order to really get to here. Some things that you can just consider. Sorry, I can't stop touching these because I feel like struggling to like get them looking nice. See, and then it changes immediately. Oh my gosh. So some things you can do that'll help you really get to here. So the first thing I want to point out is this ace. We have this Ace of Pentacles reversed with the Three of Chalices reversed, aka Three of Cups reversed. Three of Cups is like the friendship card. It's about more like platonic people in your life, relationships that you have, but it also can kind of be talking about family as well. I think that there are some people here who, well, and I should say Ace of Pentacles is about dreaming, right? About having all of these ideas and just like thinking outside the box and kind of like not worrying too much I mean, obviously to a degree, but not too much about like what's logical or what's the most probable, but just kind of being like, wow, can you imagine if this happened or if that happened or if I was able to do this or that? Haylin, I feel like what this is telling me right here is that you're really struggling to just like dream and imagine and, you know, all of that because you're afraid of these other people, which, I mean, I'm not going to, I can't say for sure in this reading whether or not they are actually kind of bringing you down in some sort of way. They may or may not be, but whether it's in your head or they actually do have that attitude, I think this is something that is holding you back. You know, this fear of like being perceived or this fear of what other people are going to think, when this is just something that, you know, whoever's on board is on board and whoever's not is not, you know. I mean, if this is something that you, which I'm just going to assume with all of this, that this is something that you are genuinely really passionate about and really want to do, and is most likely just some form of you growing and doing things, doing really, really great things. If anybody's not on board, that's probably their own, because of their own self and what's going on in their head, right? Anybody who genuinely loves you and supports you and wants to see you do well, they will not think anything bad of you for doing this, right? It doesn't mean they're 100% supportive of every single decision you make, but, you know, they'll be there to support you. They're not going to think bad of you. So all of that to say, whatever this is, whatever these people are, try not to let that affect you. Try to push that to the side, you know. So then over here we have this Chariot reversed above the High Priest reversed, aka the Hierophant reversed. The Chariot is about indecision in a way that kind of just makes you feel stuck, you know? With this card, as you can see, we've got this person who's, you know, can't decide whether to go this way or that way, right? And so they're kind of just stopped, right? Even though they have this tool with them, this bike of some kind that, you know, has the power to like take them really fast and really far. It's their indecision that's making them stop, right? And I think the reason behind this indecision, or at least some part of that that's making it difficult for you, is because with the High Priest reversed, it's about doing things the more unconventional way, the going on the unbeaten path, doing things that maybe you haven't had anybody else in your life do before. You know, you're doing something different and kind of having to figure it out yourself, right? So I think that aspect of it might be kind of causing you to freeze up a little bit and be like, it might just feel like it's out of place enough that it feels wrong. But what I'm getting at is that with this, just because it feels that way, it's not the traditional thing. It's not what people around you have done. It's not what you've seen around you before. That doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means you're doing something new, right? And that might add an aspect of difficulty to it, but that's also such a powerful thing, you know? So I think what this is asking you to do here is to try to embrace that a little more, you know, even though it does make it a little more difficult, maybe even a little more scary. It also makes it so much more powerful and so cool and so exciting, you know? So maybe try to just lean into it all the way, you know, just like we were talking about here. So, okay, my little friend here has this covered up, but we have the Knight of Wands reversed. So, Knight of Wands usually has a very, like, kind of destructive wildfire type energy. when reversed. But I actually feel like in this case, it's not necessarily that, but it's more so just the fact that you have this ability within you to tap into Knight of Wands upright energy with this like very creative, fiery, kind of intense energy, right? Like we're talking about here. But it's just that you haven't tapped into it yet. I think that's why it's reversed. But I think it's just telling you that you have the ability to do that, you know? The other thing with Knight energy is that it is quite quick, but it's very steady. It's very ambitious and very hardworking. So you've got that in you for sure. All right, we got to look at our bonus cards, but somebody's sitting on them. Come here. Thank you. Okay, let's take a look at what we got. We have 4 of Cups and the Witch, aka the Magician. All right, this is giving you one last piece of advice. So 4 of Cups is about apathy, right? Here, I'll show it one more time. We have this person here who's looking at these 3 cups and is feeling he doesn't like them, you know, and he's just kind of sitting and focusing on these things that he doesn't like, when right here, if he would just look up, you know, he would see a brand new cup that he would like much better, right? So 4 of Cups is encouraging you to try not to feel that pessimism. Try not to focus so much on the things that you don't like or the downsides or I'm going to say in this context, the risks, you know? Because we have this Witch card here, which is one of my favorite cards. The Magician is one of my favorite cards to see because it's such a powerful and empowering card. Because it's all about creating and manifesting these things that you want, these things that you really are working hard towards. When she comes up in these readings, it's a very like clear sign of like, dude, you've got to at least try, you know? I keep using this word creativity, right? You got to tap into your creativity. You know, think a little outside the box, get a little, Oh, Halen. Okay, so I think this was a lot. I hope that this wasn't too dense for you, but lots of good information, lots of good advice. I think if you could really take these things into consideration, you might see a lot more progress happening. And honestly, I think you'll feel a lot more confidence. Bless you. A lot more confidence in yourself. And yeah, if nothing else, this reading is telling you that you definitely should go for it. It's definitely a good idea. We've got 10 of Pentacles right here, which, I mean, there's no more of a green light than 10 of Pentacles, for sure. So if you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. If you're feeling particularly drawn to any of these cards, or you'd like to know any more about them, I have on the shorts part of my channel, lots and lots of little shorts videos that explain every single card, the symbolism in them, their upright meaning and their reverse meaning. So if you'd like a little more information about any of them in particular, please check that out. I think it's a really good resource. So yeah, I think that's about all I've got for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye. Okay, let's take a look at clarity. Oh, there we go. With the clear quartz, we have that in Earth and Virgo. We've got the number 1 card. Curious what this will say. So as I'm shuffling out these cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths, to calm yourself. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that was easy. to calm yourself, ground yourself, center yourself. All right, these are coming up very quick, just like the last reading. All right. Gets these two, and then a bonus card. It's got to be this full moon energy that's making it like this. That's probably why. All right, well, that was quick. Let's take a look at your cards. We've got King of Pentacles. I love King of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Knight of Athames reversed, aka Knight of Swords reversed. Three of Athames reversed, aka Three of Swords reversed. And Seven of Athames reversed, aka Seven of Swords reversed. Interesting. Got Pentacle, Pentacle, Pentacle. Athame, Athame, Athame. So I'm definitely seeing a lot of healing in this reading. Not just healing, but starting to really emerge from that, you know? Like having done a lot of progress with healing. And I think that's really great. I see we have the Three of Athames reversed, which is exactly that. I mean, Three of Athames itself is about heartbreak. Experiencing some really intense heartbreak or just going through something that was really, really difficult. So when we have it reversed, that's a really good sign that you've done a good amount of healing from that. And I think it's cute we have that under the Eight of Pentacles as well, which Eight of Pentacles is about learning, right? Getting better at something. So I think that you really learned a lot from that. But specifically, I think just the healing itself, learning how to do that, learning how to bounce back from this, I think that was very meaningful to you and really impactful and something that everybody has to learn, you know? And I think specifically something that you were learning how to do is, well, I'll put it this way. Six of Pentacles is about charity and giving. I think in this case, it's more so referring to yourself, though, you know, giving yourself some grace, giving yourself some kindness and compassion, all of that. And with the Seven of Athames reverse, that's about like turning over a new leaf and being honest about something. Like no longer tricking, in this case, yourself, no longer being deceptive, in this case, to yourself. So all of that to say, I think one thing that you've really learned with this is how to be honest about how you're feeling, what you're going through, and how, you know, the pain that you're feeling, and letting yourself experience that, you know, instead of trying to like push that down or bottle it up or deny that, you know, like, oh, well, I shouldn't be feeling this way, so I'm not going to feel this way, you know, because obviously that's not how feelings and emotions work, you know. So I think that's a really big lesson that you learned here, which is really, really great. This is Cheralyn. She's being kind of a menace today. Just a little bit. One thing in particular, though, that I think this reading is advising you to do, we have this Knight of Athames reversed, which is a very chaotic kind of energy. He, you know, has this goal, has this thing that he's trying to pursue or do, and he can be overambitious. He kind of expects things to happen, you know, now. He wants to be, you know, race to the finish line and get it all done as quickly as as quickly as possible. And you know, have it be the absolute best in the world, you know, all these like unrealistic expectations, which can kind of lead him to being a little reckless. So I think that there's a part of you that feels that way a little bit. Maybe that's part of what, you know, we were learning over here, is to not have these super unrealistic and overambitious goals or expectations put on yourself. So I think I'm assuming that's something that you still are trying to work through. So King of Pentacles is here to give you a little advice. And I think he's telling you to remember to be present. Remember to enjoy the moment that you're in. King of Pentacles is very grounded. He's very down to earth, and he's very loving towards other people. And I think he's encouraging you to do the same here, you know, to just enjoy the little things around you, to remember to pay attention to those little things, because that can have a much bigger impact on your mood and how you're feeling than you might think at first. It's a simple message, but I think that's really what he wanted to get across right here. So let's take a look at our bonus card. We've got 4 of Chalices, aka 4 of Cups. So yeah, that kind of goes along with what this King of Pentacles is talking about here. So 4 of Chalices is about apathy. You can see there's this person here who has 3 cups in front of them that they just don't like, you know, and they're just kind of sitting here thinking about how much they don't like these cups and how much they wish they had a different one, a better one. When right over here, if they would just look over, they would see that there's somebody else bringing them a new cup, right? So again, it kind of goes along with that idea of finding ways to enjoy the present moment, you know, trying to find ways to find happiness right now, to find peace right now, you know, even if not everything is perfect yet, or exactly where you want them to be. I think that's a really important skill that everybody needs to learn, right? Is how to find that happiness and peace today. Not just waiting for the conditions to be perfect and then you can feel that way, you know? So overall, I really want to emphasize with this reading, it's definitely affirming to you and validating to you that you have done lots of healing. You've made lots of progress with that, which I love to see. Learned a lot about yourself. Have really, I mean, even though there's still some work to do, I think you've really come a long way with how you talk to yourself and how you treat yourself with much more kindness and respect. And that is so important, you know? So anyway, I think this was a pretty concise reading, but if you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. If you're feeling particularly drawn to any of these cards, or if you'd like to know any more about any of them, you can take a look at the shorts part of my channel. I have over 200 videos on there talking about each of the cards. I talk about the symbolism in them, their upright meaning, as well as their reverse meaning. So that's a really great resource for you if you'd like to learn more. Feel free to check that out. Halen's here to say goodbye. Thank you for watching. But I'm wishing you so much luck. Congratulations with everything you've done so far. It's looking good for you, for sure. So keep that up. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye! Okay, let's take a look at Trust with basil. I love basil. It's one of my favorite herbs to work with. We've got that with Fire and Scorpio. Let's take a look at your cards. So as I'm shuffling out these cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths, to calm yourself, ground yourself, center yourself. I don't think it's those. There we go. Yeah, the cards have been coming out very quickly for this reading. for all the readings. Probably because of the full moon energy. I think I remember that happening before. Okay. Nice and easy. I love it. All right, let's take a look at your cards. We've got Page of Wands reversed, Seven of Pentacles, Judgment reversed, the High Priest, the Standing Stone reversed, aka Justice reversed, and Knight of Athames reversed, aka Knight of Swords reversed. I almost said Knight of Stones. I don't know why. So I think what we're going to be talking about with this reading is something to do with a relationship that you might be struggling with. And when I talk about a relationship in tarot, I'm usually talking about really any kind of relationship, whether that be with a friend, family, partner, whatever, coworker, who knows. Hi, Halen. It feels like some sort of relationship where you're trying and trying and trying to make it work, but it's kind of like a lot of cons are just outweighing the pros. But we have this High Priest here, which makes me feel like that this is a relationship that you kind of feel like, where you feel like the right thing to do is to stay with them to make it work, you know, to keep working on things. But that's not necessarily true. It's not necessarily not true either. But it's kind of like it makes me think of a relationship with family, right? Where you're like, oh, well, that's my brother, that's my sister, that's my mom. Like, I have to make it work. I have to keep trying. I have to, because they're my family. You know, it's one of those things where you just have it in your head. Like, or maybe it's kind of a societal thing of like, well, I have to do it. You know, I have to keep working at this. But I think that's that might be a belief that you might want to think about a little more, consider a little more. If that's something you truly do believe in, or if that's something you're just taught. Not necessarily trying to imply anything here. I'm saying literally that's something you might want to just like ask yourself and think about. I don't think I said this, but the Seven of Pentacles here, I think it shows that like there's some good, there's some progress, or I don't know about progress, but some good parts, some highlights, some ups, you know. But having this Standing Stone reversed, aka Justice reversed, there's still this element of things being unfair, things not being right or balanced, you know. I don't know. It's kind of feeling like a situation where the cons are outweighing the pros, you know. At least right now in this moment. Maybe not forever. I don't know. But at least right now. I think something that you may be struggling with this person, whether this is on your side or their side, this Knight of Athames energy of being very unrealistic, very harsh, needing things to be their way, right? Like kind of this idea of there being winners and losers and I need to be winning all the time, you know? I think that's a dynamic that's in this relationship that really isn't being taken into consideration very well, given that we have this Judgment reversed. Knight of Swords is somebody who, or Knight of Swords reversed, is somebody who has to, like I just said, has to win all the time. And they can be quite selfish about that, you know, because that's the only thing they're really concerned about is themselves and where they're going or what they're doing or what they're headed towards. And like I said, with the judgment reversed above that, it tells me that there's an element of a lack of self-awareness, a lack of self-reflection. Again, it could mean that simply that whoever this is representing is just not taking the time to notice that or think about that or reflect on that. But it also might mean that nobody really is. You know, that's just a truth that nobody's really addressing. So, in other words, it needs to be addressed. That behavior doesn't work in this kind of relationship, right? And by this kind of relationship, I mean any kind of relationship. And the thing with this Page of Wands reversed too is I feel like you might be feeling like you're trying all of these different things and trying to think of all of these different things, you know? Like I picture, like if you need to have a talk with them about something. So you're like spending all of this time planning exactly how you want to say it and the right way to say it and the right words to use and all of that. And you spend all this time trying to like find the best way to go about this. And then when you finally do it, it's like no matter how hard you tried, it seems like it just doesn't work. It doesn't seem to pan out that well, you know? Or it could go, you know, with both of you of, you know, we're trying this, we're trying that, we're doing this thing, we're doing that thing, you know, and it's just not really, none of the plans are really working out, you know. Oh, and I was going to mention too, when I pulled this card, I noticed this eye here. And it looks like, I don't know if this is the intended symbolism in it, but when I looked at it, it made me think of the Wheel of Fortune, right? But you know what? I'm going to pull out that card real quick. I know it's not part of this reading, but I feel like it really applies, so give me 1 second. Okay, so the wheel. It's a very old pagan symbol for life, right? Where, sorry, I was holding that really far down. The top represents the ups, the good times, and the bottom represents the bad times, right? And the idea of it is that this wheel of life is always turning, right? There's always the ups and the downs, and the ups and the downs, and the ups and the downs. And actually, I'm going to reverse it, because when we have it reversed, it's like, what I was saying here is it just feels like, well, I mean, it can mean a lot of things, but in this case, you know, the lows are outweighing the ups, you know. So with this card, I feel like what it's telling you to do, and again, I'm genuinely not trying to tell you what to do. I really want to emphasize that. I'm not trying to imply anything. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying that these cards are encouraging you to look at the situation for what it is, right? With this eye here. And trust yourself with how you want to go about it, right? If you look at this, but you genuinely feel like there's something to hold on to and this feels right to you, trust that. And if you look at this situation and you just genuinely think that it's not going to work or whatever, trust that, you know. It just feels like a situation where there's a lot of outside influences in your head, or you're just not looking at things for what they are, or giving the benefit of the doubt, or who knows, all of this other stuff. But what this reading is at its core telling you to do, encouraging you to do, is to trust yourself and your intuition and your assessment of the situation. Whatever outcome that might lead to, I don't know. That's not for me to say. And the cards are not saying that or telling you which way to go. But what they are saying is that there are issues in this relationship. Things do need to be worked on. And I would suggest trying some new approach to that. And being a lot more honest about what is going on. But at the end of the day, what you should be doing is trusting your own self and doing what you feel is right. Okay. That was kind of a lot. But I'm going to leave it there. So if you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. If there's any part of this reading that you, or any of these cards that you're feeling particularly drawn to, or you'd like a little more information on, in the shorts part of my channel, I have tons and tons of those little short videos, really explaining each of the cards. I talk about their symbolism, what they mean upright, and what they mean reversed. So if you'd like further information, highly recommend you take a look over there. But I'm sorry you're going through this. It seems pretty rough. But I'm wishing you lots of luck getting through it. Lots and lots of luck. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!